Let's jump right into this explainer. Today, we're mapping out exactly how far different retirement nest eggs actually go, and we're uncovering some seriously surprising psychological traps hiding at every single wealth level. It's so easy to fixate on hitting some magic number, but we're going to break down the reality of what those numbers actually buy you in the real world, from the bare bones necessities right up to absolute financial freedom. Here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with the rules of retirement math, then look at the 250K to 500K reality, move on up to the 750K to $1 million lifestyles, and finally, we'll wrap up by calculating your true target number.
All right, Section 1, the rules of retirement math. Let's set the baseline for our calculations.
Now, the crucial starting point here is this 4.7% safe withdrawal rate. You might have heard of the famous 4% rule, but its founder, William Bengen, actually revised it up. Why? Well, he noticed retirees were literally dying before spending down their savings. The original rule was just ultra-conservative to guarantee survival through the worst historical crashes. But honestly, for many folks, that was massive overkill. So bumping it up to 4.7% gives us a much more realistic, breathing room view of the income you can safely pull from your investments every single year.
And we have to talk about timing, because timing your Social Security is everything. Taking it early at 62 completely slashes your payout to just 70% of your full benefit. But delaying it to 70, that supercharges it to 124%. I mean, your full retirement age in the US is generally 67, where you get your 100%. But if you hold out until 70, you're guaranteeing yourself an enormous, permanent boost in monthly income. That takes a massive amount of pressure off your personal portfolio. Moving on to Section 2, the 250K to 500K reality. This is all about building the foundation and avoiding those early pitfalls. So, at $250,000, your lifestyle is heavily reliant on Social Security. But here's the thing. As a couple, you can actually cover the average retiree household spend of $60,000 a year pretty comfortably. If you're single, $3,000 a month means you really have to watch where every dollar goes. You're probably looking at, one budget trip a year. But as a couple, assuming your house is paid off, $5,100 a month gives you decent breathing room to travel a bit and eat out regularly without stressing too much. But here's the wild psychological twist at this tier. Panic sets in. People are 3 times more likely to make disastrous speculative investments instead of just optimizing their lifestyle. They look at their $250,000 and think, oh no, I haven't hit $1 million, I'm going to run out of money. So they start falling for get-rich-quick schemes, crypto bets, trying to 10x their savings overnight. It's the speculative scramble. In reality, what they actually need to do is just think deeply about moving to a lower cost of living area or maybe downsizing to a single car to make that money stretch safely. Now, doubling our nest egg to $500,000 provides significant breathing room. At this $500,000 mark, your portfolio is kicking off a very respectable $23,500 a year on its own. Add in Social Security at age 67, and a couple is pulling in roughly $6,100 a month. That means you're completely covering basic expenses, taking multiple trips a year, and you aren't nearly as stressed about money as you might have been back at the 250K level. But you've got to watch out for this trap, the false sense of comfort. $500,000 sounds like massive wealth, right? It tempts you to spend money like it's absolutely guaranteed, when your budget is actually still fairly modest. It's kind of like knowing you have a huge sales commission coming next month, so you start spending wildly today. If you suddenly loosen your budget to buy a fancy car or book luxury European vacations just because your account balance starts with a 5, you can erode that security you worked so hard to build in the blink of an eye. Next up, Section 3, the $750K to $1 million lifestyles. We're entering cushy territory here and dealing with the ultimate comparison game. At $750,000, life gets genuinely cushy. Your portfolio alone is throwing off over $35,000 a year. For a couple claiming Social Security at 67, you're looking at a sweet $7,100 a month. And let's be real, $7,100 a month in retirement feels way different than it does when you're 30, paying off a huge mortgage and raising kids. You have massive discretionary income here. You can afford premium economy flights, pursue expensive hobbies like golf, and even easily cover a hotel for the whole fearless-week-long vacation. But right when life gets super comfortable, another behavioral trap rears its ugly head. It's called one more year syndrome. This is where you hoard wealth you'll probably never spend just to cross an imaginary finish line. You're sitting pretty at $750,000, you have literally everything you need, but you desperately want that 7-figure millionaire status. So you keep working. You end up trading your precious remaining time for money that simply isn't required for the lifestyle you want to live. Hitting the $1 million mark, though, provides genuinely luxurious freedom. You're pulling in nearly $97,000 a year as a couple. At over $8,000 a month, you're eating at nice restaurants whenever you feel like it, you are not checking the prices on the menu, you're funding grandkids' educations, and hey, you're buying non-floor seats at the next Taylor Swift concert. You have achieved true financial freedom. Yet, the ultimate trap hits right when you win the game. It's the never enough comparison game. It's wild how the human brain works. You officially become a millionaire, a word that carries massive societal weight. And then you go online, maybe log on to Reddit, and stumble into an early retirement community. Suddenly, people are telling you that you need $2 to $5 million to be safe. In an instant, you compare yourself to them, and your amazing $1 million success suddenly feels totally inadequate. Which brings us to section 4, calculating your true number. Let's break free from these arbitrary targets.
Let's look at how to build your exact financial roadmap. By following these 3 simple steps, you can pinpoint the exact nest egg required to find your specific dream life. First, write down your ideal monthly lifestyle cost. Say it's $8,000 a month, or $96,000 a year. Second, subtract your expected household Social Security payments. Let's assume $36,000 a year. Third, apply the 4.7% rule to whatever is left. So $60,000 divided by 0.047 equals 1.276 million. You literally just find your number, subtract Social Security, and do the math. This proves you might only need 1.2 million, not the 2 million the internet tells you to fear. That is your personalized finish line. As we wrap up this explainer, keep these 3 key takeaways in mind to ensure your retirement is as secure as it is comfortable. First off, the timing of Social Security changes the game entirely. That 77% jump from age 62 to 70, that's an extra $2,000 to $4,000 a month for a couple. Second, keeping your cost of living reasonable is the absolute best way to stretch your nest egg the longest. And third, even after you think you've made it, you must stay financially diligent. Watch your investments, keep an eye on your spending, and stay engaged with your financial health. I'm going to leave you with this final thought to consider. As you look at your own savings, what is the real goal of your financial journey? Are you just optimizing for a meaningless net worth number so you can feel like you won? Or are you finally ready to start optimizing for your time? Do the math, skip the comparison traps, and build the life you actually want to live. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.